You're standing at Tilbury, August 9th, 1588. 10,000 soldiers. The Spanish Armada days away. Then she appears. Elizabeth, silver armor, white velvet, a towering red wig studded with pearls. She opens her mouth to speak and the smell hits you. Sweet, rotten, floral, like meat left in the sun. You gag, men around you cough and spit, but she's speaking. I have the body of a weak woman, but the heart and stomach of a king. Perfect words, legendary words, but all you smell is death. You see her. Smile, blackened stumps, swollen gums, something wet glistening between her lips. This woman commands empires, but she cannot stop her own body from rotting. Welcome to the hidden past. We don't sanitize the past, we excavate it. Today, a mouth of rotting stumps that commanded nations, a face poisoned until it peeled, a corpse so foul grown men wept near it. This is Elizabeth I, the real one, not the propaganda. We're examining 3 systems. Her mouth, her skin, and what happened when. She died. Before we start, smash that like button, hit subscribe, turn on notifications. If you don't, comment why you're scared to commit. We spent weeks on this. Your like takes half a second. Do it because what comes next doesn't stay buried. Teeth don't lie. They keep records in calcium and decay. Elizabeth's teeth recorded empire, sugar, slavery. In the 1500s, sugar wasn't food, it was currency. Caribbean plantations, enslaved labor. White crystals, worth more than silver. Elizabeth ate it daily. Candied violets, marzipan, raw sugar between meals. Here's the chemistry. Sugar feeds bacteria, they excrete acid. Acid dissolves enamel, decay burrows inward, it hits the nerve, then screaming starts. But no dentists existed, only barber surgeons with unwashed iron pliers. No anesthesia, just leather straps. Age 25, first toothache. Age 32, Spanish ambassador reports many have fallen out. Age 45, can't chew bread, meat boiled to paste. Age 60, missing half her teeth. The rest black, broken, loose. When a tooth rots, infection spreads into the root, into bone, into bloodstream. Septicemia, blood poisoning. Her jawbone died, turned black, crumbled. Compare portraits, her face caves inward. The bone underneath is gone. Modern doctors analyzing her portraits believe she had chronic maxillofacial abscesses, pus pockets in her gums, sinuses, face, bones. This infection travels to the heart. Bacterial endocarditis. It kills you slowly. Most historians think her teeth killed her. Not age, not. Pneumonia, her teeth. One physician begged to extract them. She refused, fearing the pain. So the Bishop of London had his own healthy tooth ripped out with iron pliers. No drugs, just screaming to prove it was survivable. She watched him bleed, collapse, then smiled with her rotting mouth and said no. They tried gold wire, lashing her teeth together. It cut into her gums and made bleeding worse. She wore it anyway. They made her cork false teeth. Painted white plugs for public events, but cork. Absorbs moisture, swells, rots. Her fake teeth rotted too. Strangest part, she weaponized it, made ambassadors kneel close and whispered so they had to breathe it in. Power move. 3 recorded faintings during private audiences, not from fear, from the smell. By her late 60s, her speech failed. Shakespeare stopped giving her characters with S sounds or TH sounds. She couldn't pronounce them. The greatest author in English history could barely speak. October 1579. Elizabeth wakes with fever, red pules erupt across her face, neck, chest, small pox. She survives, but the scabs leave deep pocker-marked craters. For a queen whose power rests on eternal youth, catastrophe, so she makes a decision. If she can't fix her skin, she'll bury it under paint. The substance Venetian Sousa, white lead strips coiled over vinegar pots in sealed chambers. Vinegar fumes create lead carbonate, fine white powder, grind into paste. Elizabeth applied this daily for 30 years, not thin, thick. Quarter in layer, left to dry into cracked shell. It worked, covered pocker marks, gave porcelain glow. In candlelight she looked divine, but lead absorbs through pores into bloodstream, into organs and never leaves. Years 1 to 5, ghost white skin, radiant, actually dying circulation. Years 5 to 10, tremors, dropping things, constant headaches. Years 10 to 20, memory lapses, paranoia, kidney failure, face swelling. Years 20 plus, brittle bones, muscle weakness, skin stops healing, face starts peeling. She needed color too. Blush, cinnabar, mercury sulfide, neurotoxin, tremors. Hallucinations, worsened tooth decay, lips, vermilion, Maury mercury, eyebrows fallen out from lead antimony, vomiting, liver damage, eyes, belladonna, deadly nightshade, dilates pupils, causes hallucinations. Application took 2 to 3 hours daily. In summer, the heat melted the lead, white streaks down her face. Attendants patched it with candle wax. In public, her skin couldn't heal anymore. Scratches stayed open, nerve damage. Parts of her face went numb, paralyzed. Her smile became stiff, asymmetrical. But portraits remained perfect. Artists got instructions. Paint her as she was at 30. The mask of youth decree, show her true face. Lose your commission, compare early to late portraits. Early expression, movement, life, late wax figure. Frozen, emotionless, a painted corpse still breathing. You've survived the teeth and poison. Hit that like, share this. Subscribe to Crimson Historians. Comment if you haven't, tell us why you're holding back. We're only halfway through. By late 30s, her hair fell out in clumps. Decades of toxins killed her scalp. She turned to wigs, dozens made from horsehair, goat hair, servant hair, corpse hair, glued to wire frames with starch, eggs, animal fat, heavy, hot, unwashed. Where there's starch and warmth, lice, fleas, maggots. One servant found white lavy near her scalp one morning, said nothing. Speaking of Elizabeth's rot was treason. Ambassadors wrote of strange smell emanating from her crown. One Italian, the queen adorns her head with a garden. Though I suspect it grows more than blossoms. Some wigs weighed 20 lb. She wore a steel collar for support. Beneath festering scalp, cracked sores, bleeding wounds, pins embedding in skull. Her wigs became sacred objects blessed by priests. Lost strands buried like relics guarded at night. By final years, she wore an iron mesh cap beneath wigs. It cut permanent wounds into her skin. Tudor medicine taught bathing was dangerous. Water seeps through pores, floods organs. Elizabeth bathed 4 times. Year once per season in lukewarm flower water, never replaced, just reperfumed. The rest dry rubbing method. Cloths soaked in vinegar, dusted with powder, lead perfume, never washed. 6 layers of clothing. Beneath it all, sweating, festering flesh. A French envy wrote of sweet sickness mingled with roses that nearly made him retch. Under those layers, infections bloomed, rashes. Pressure sores that never healed, fungal growth in warm, moist environment. She believed perfume made her pure that. Sweat was cleansing, that water would kill her, so she rotted deliberately while believing she was preserving herself. By March 6003, Elizabeth grew silent. The queen who dazzled audiences now sat still, staring into nothing. She refused food, water, rest. Her attendants begged her to sleep. She shook her head. If I close my eyes, I will not open them again. She was right. Even on her deathbed, she demanded her wigs, her paint, the mask of divinity. But when her final breath escaped, the illusion collapsed. Death unleashed horror. Almost immediately, her body decayed faster than anyone could believe. Years of poison transformed her flesh into a chemical battlefield. Her skin swelled and darkened. Lips blackened, neck ballooned, fluids seeped from nostrils. Fingers twisted like withered leaves. The odor was instant, overwhelming. Attendants tried roses, incense, vinegar balls. Nothing worked. Maids fainted. Guards gagged. The chamber became unapproachable. Even her coffin couldn't contain it. The first was reinforced. Sealed in crimson, the odor seeped through, replaced twice. Physicians admitted she had slowly poisoned herself. In death, her body tore itself apart. Tradition demanded display before the people, but how to present a dissolving corpse? Her face covered with a wax mask. Smooth, flawless, hiding ruptured flesh beneath. Hands encased in gloves, lips sewn shut, lace wrapped so tight around her neck, only her jawline showed. To the crowd, serene to the guards, unbearable as the coffin was carried through London. Thousands wept. They didn't see dark stains seeping through silk, didn't smell what guards smelled, didn't notice flies gathering. Guards rotated every 10 minutes, the odor too powerful to endure longer. Embalmer's horror recorded in whispers. Skin ruptured beneath paint, cheeks collapsed, one eye sunk into socket, liver black like coal, lungs heavy with sediment, brittle, porous bones. They would not describe her brain. To the public, none revealed. Elizabeth remembered as radiant, eternal, divine. But rumors lingered. Some said the tomb emitted sweet, sickly odor for years. Visitors left flowers believing the scent holy. In truth, the last trace of a body consumed by poison. Elizabeth's reign remains celebrated. She steered her nation through danger, nurtured arts, projected power when the world doubted women could rule. But beneath that image lay rot. She feared weakness so deeply she chose paint over skin, perfume over water, wigs over truth. She constructed her kingdom on myth, paid for it with. Her body power cannot stop decay, beauty cannot escape death. Even the mightiest rulers are flesh, fragile, fleeting. Elizabeth was both magnificent and monstrous. The virgin queen who poisoned herself daily, who rotted while alive, who terrified attendants with her smell. History preserved her as goddess. Reality reveals her as ghost. Behind the mask was a woman terrified of mortality, a queen who chose illusion over truth. Her story is human. Who among us doesn't fear the mirror? Who doesn't long to preserve youth appears stronger than we are. Elizabeth's tragedy is ours, reflected in our masks of vanity, but few have built a throne on rot. The Virgin Queen endures, a figure of triumph, terror, and decay. You made it. You survived. The teeth, the poison, the death. Now prove it mattered. Smash that like button now. Subscribe to The Hidden Past. Turn on notifications. We're just getting started. More bodies to exhume. More secrets to uncover. More truths. History buried. Haven't subscribed? Comment below why. Tell us what's stopping you. We read everyone. We see you. Share this with someone who thinks textbooks told them everything. Prove them wrong. This is The Hidden Past. We don't sanitize the past. We excavate it. Remember, beneath every crown is a skull. Beneath every legend is a corpse. Beneath every mask there may be a grave. Subscribe.